Just in case you didn't know what you were watching, this is CM Christian Michael's Suicide Squad film review. That's right. Just got back from seeing the Suicide Squad. Figured I'm gonna give you my thoughts on the movie. Um, well, you probably know that the movie was getting bashed by critics. Silly critics. Suicide Squad isn't for you. So, you had that going in there, just like Batman versus Superman. The critics ripped it apart, and everybody just started going off. Oh, it stinks. It's a bad movie, and y'all know my feelings on Batman versus Superman. The theatrical cut wasn't great, but it was decent enough. It's certainly not worthy of all the hype. The movie was overhyped, is what the problem was. And then the extended cut really fixed a lot of the problems. And then here we go again. Now Monday or Tuesday, whenever it was, the reviews started coming in, and the critics were bashing the movie, and it was a mess, and blah blah blah, and da da da, and like I'm just like I'm so sick and tired of hearing it. Like these movies are not made for critics; they're made for fans like me and you. So if you listen to a critic and he's gonna or she is gonna sway you from seeing a movie, that's wrong in my opinion. Like you should know now at this day and age with how many comic book movies have been put out, what they're all about. You either like them or you don't, and a critic shouldn't come in between you and enjoying the movie. So I went to the 6 p.m. screening. Um, I enjoyed it. I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed the movie. I'm not gonna sit here and come out and say, "Oh, I'm gonna be cool and say the Suicide Squad sucked and it was bad because it's so much fun to say how bad things are." It was a good movie. It wasn't great. I compared it to baseball, which is what I do with things. It wasn't a home run. It was a ripped. It was a rip double down the third baseline. It was a good superhero comic book movie. Were there flaws in it? Yes, and that is what we're going to start off with. We're going to start off with the flaws in the movie. Um, I could sit here and read this woman's name 1,000 times, and I will never say it right. We'll call her Cara D, the girl that played the Enchantress. That was problem number one. The villain of this movie, okay? Now let me stop you right here. If you don't want to hear any spoilers of the Suicide Squad, stop. Come back after you see the Suicide Squad and let me finish my thoughts. But if you don't care about spoilers, or if you've seen the movie already, we'll continue to go. Alright. So she was the villain of the movie as the witch, the Enchantress. This is where the movie was a mess, okay? Because her and her brother, the other demon, who I don't think they ever gave a name to, they just called her brother, were the villains, and they were creating with this big portal in the sky where she was building a weapon to destroy mankind, but you never knew what the weapon was. And basically, like, her brother was just like this giant version of the devil, and Cara D was just like this dirty hot chick who played a witch. See, for me, in these types of movies, the villain is so important because the heroes are only as effective as the villain is. And when the villain's not effective, it makes you not really care too much about the heroes. But, that being said, it didn't really tilt Suicide Squad one way or the other because all the heroes in the movie are villains. So, it's the will they, won't they work together? Are they really going to be bad? Or are they going to do something good type of deal that they're constantly fighting with each other that kind of erases the lack of the lack of a strong villain in the movie. Okay. Um, Also, my other problem with the movie was the Joker is just a tease in this movie, people. That's all he is. I read reviews where people said that Jared Leto was greater. He was so much greater than Heath Ledger, and then I read reviews that said he had the worst portrayal of the Joker ever. So, you got to pick a side here. My opinion, I didn't see enough of him to make a decision one way or the other, whether he is the greatest Joker ever or he's not a good Joker. I liked what I saw of Jared Leto's portrayal of the Joker. There just wasn't enough of it for me to form an opinion on just how good he was, if that makes any sense. A lot of what you see of the Joker in Suicide Squad is in flashbacks, okay? And that's the other issue that we're going to get into, the flashbacks. Batman makes a cameo in the movie. If I'm spoiling that for you, I'm sorry. You should have probably seen him in the trailer. But it was in a flashback. A lot of the things that you think are like the cool, important things, like the Joker and Harley chase with Batman on the roof of the car, is in a flashback. Okay? Here's what the issue is with the DC extended universe. Is that what they're calling it? The DC cinematic universe, whatever it is that you want to call it, but you know what we're gonna call it, is that they're doing it so disjointedly. Marvel started with one character, Iron Man, built it. Incredible Hulk, built it. Captain America, built it. Thor, Avengers, boom. Sequels, boom. No, Avengers sequel, boom. More sequels. We're gonna get to the Infinity War, boom. They built it, built it, built it, built it. DC's just throwing this shit out here, and that's what the problem is that you need backstory on some of these characters, and we're not getting it, and they're trying to fit it into movies that it shouldn't be fit into. Okay, those are one of the bigger problems with Batman vs Superman. Batman's already 20 years into the game. What was he doing for 20 years? We don't know that. This is a different take on Batman than we've seen, so we don't know what he's been up to for 20 years. Yeah, it's nicer to see an older version of Batman, but you still want to know what's in his mind. Why is he the way he is? Did the Joker kill Robin? It's alluded to that he did, and that could be part of what is made Batman the way he is in this the DC cinematic universe. But we don't know that because we haven't seen it. And they're saying that Man of Steel doesn't count, but it does count, dude, because what happened in Man of Steel directly affects what happens in Batman vs Superman, right? I'm not stupid. And the same thing, like the backstory of Harley Quinn and the Joker is just flashback here, quick flashback there, flashback. And you don't want flashbacks. It's such an interesting dynamic between Harley and the Joker that you want to see it grow from one. You want to see it grow. You want to see the seed planted and it sprout into the tree, and you're not getting that. And I understand that's where some of the frustration is coming from, and and I understand that it's fair. It's fair criticism there. So you got the flashbacks. You got the lack of a true villain. Or not that it wasn't a true villain, it just wasn't a very good villain in my mind. And then you have the teaser to Joker. I think somebody said there's 4 versions of Joker: the clown, the gangster, the anarchist, and the psychopath. The clown was Cesar Romero in the '60s Joker. The gangster was supposed to be Jack Nicholson's Joker. The anarchist was Heath Ledger's Joker, and the psychopath was Jared Leto's Joker. Okay, like I said, if that's what you're trying to convince me that this was the psychopath Joker, I need to see more. I don't need to see just flashbacks. It was just like, oh, you know what? We're going to tease you with the Joker here. Let's go along 20 minutes. We'll tease you with some more Joker there. That's what it was like. And it didn't need to be that way. It was either you should have left the Joker out or you should have given us more Joker. More Joker. Okay? So there's that. What else? I don't think Harley Quinn was featured enough, dude. Honestly, if you're asking me if Harley was featured enough, she wasn't. She had a couple like quips and one-liners, but the real star of the movie, and if you're asking me based on what I saw, was Deadshot. Will Smith's portrayal of Deadshot. He had the most lines. The biggest story arc aside from Rick Flag and the Enchantress and Amanda Waller, and you can get into all that. It's just if you want, but out of the members of the Task Force X, it was Deadshot. He was the biggest. He was the star of the Task Force. He was the guy that was given the most story to work with, and he was given the most lines and the most screen time, and he did a really good job with it. I really enjoyed Will Smith in this movie. I mean, they could have went one way with Deadshot based on the type of character that he played in Arrow, or they could have went the way they went with Will Smith, and I don't have a problem with the way they went with Will Smith. Will Smith did a hell of a job. Killer Croc Complete Waste. I think he says like three audible words in the whole movie, and then he might say 10 other words that you can't understand. Diablo was alright. Captain Boomerang was a waste. Katana was. I mean, there was just a lot of people there. Katana was there, and like I guess you were supposed to feel something for her, but she was just barely there, so you didn't feel anything for her. You know what I'm saying? The action and the special effects are just what you would expect from this type of movie. Okay. Um, other than that, there were, like I said, but then you go back. You said there wasn't enough Joker, but we saw the Joker was enjoyable. Will Smith was really good. Um, there was a surprise Justice League cameo. It was leaked on the internet a couple days ago. If you don't want to know who it is, I'm not gonna tell you. You can go ahead and see. Um, there was the Batman cameo. You gotta stay mid-credit scene. Really sets up a little something for the Justice League. So like I said, there wasn't enough Harley. I really enjoyed her. Margot Robbie played Harley really well. It was like a bright spot in the darkness of the movie. There are things to like, things not to like. It's like any movie you see. Like this is what I don't understand about these critics. The movie wasn't a mess. If you, I get it that the flashbacks were a little choppy and like, but it was there. It was a good movie. If you like these types of movies, you will like The Suicide Squad. It's not breaking any ground, but it's not bad. Just take it from me. It's not bad. It's good. You want it? You want me to slap a rating on it? You want me to slap a rating on it? All right, here we go. I'm slapping. Boom. Boom, right there. That's what you want. That's a 7 out of 10, people. That's a good movie. So go see The Suicide Squad. Tell them Christian Michael sent you. They don't know who I am. Nobody does. But just tell them I sent you. You'll never know what you might get out of it. It might be somebody that watched this video. There's 4 people that are going to watch this video. Maybe the ticket taker at the theater is one of those 4 people. Okay. So we're going to get back to business next time you see me. More figure reviews. Just wanted to come out here and give some thoughts on the Suicide Squad. So be sure to follow me on Twitter at Christian_973. Please give this video one of these. Rate, comment, share, and subscribe. That's all I got. Suicide Squad. Go see it. If you like comic book movies, you'll enjoy it. That's really what it comes down to. It's really what it comes down to. It's not a groundbreaking, like, oh my god, greatest movie ever. Redefines the genre like the Dark Knight did. But it's also not Batman and Robin, okay? Let's just put that out there. So this is for the critics. Right there. See that? Hold on a second. I lost that. What does this say right here? For the critics. Right there. Okay? That's for you. Critics. Alright? Go watch some stupid George Clooney movie where he talks for 2.5 hours and nothing ever friggin' happens. Alright? You go do that. I'll watch the Suicide Squad. You'll watch the Suicide Squad. And then you'll give my video a thumbs up. See you later.